Bhagavad Gita, some part of Bhagavad Gita. So how many of us have studied Bhagavad Gita so far? Okay, not many of us, but heard about it?
Yes.
Wonderful. So if we have to identify that what is that is the core message of Bhagavan Sri Krishna when he is talking to Arjuna, can we identify one or two messages?
Yes.
So let's hear then. Any language that you are comfortable, you can talk.
You can raise and say that.
You can talk.
Sanskrit, Hindi, English, Telugu.
Bolo. Any message which you know.
Telugu I will translate.
Yeah.
Gujarati I will translate.
Yes. Saurashtra.
शुरू करिए किसी. Start. One of you start.
कोई भी उत्तम रहते. अर्थ देना किम ज्ञातुम.
Yes, start.
కోపం తెచ్చుకోదు.
కోపం.
కోపంతోనే మనకే నష్టము. కోపం తెచ్చుకోదు. క్రోధాత్ భవతి సమ్మోహాస్పద విభ్రమః స్మృతిభ్రంశాత్ బుద్ధినాశో బుద్ధినాశాత్ ప్రణశ్యతి.
Okay.
One more. Tell me. शुरू चाहिए तो बता देते हैं.
Meaning is enough. Meaning. If you do forget the shlokas, that's fine. You can talk in terms of meaning. Arth.
నచికేత knows the shloka. Atri.
చాంచల్యం ఉండకూడదు, అంటే చంచలం. దానివల్ల మనకి ఏమీ ఉపయోగం ఉండదు. ఒకచోట శ్రద్ధగా మన బుద్ధిని ప్రయోగిస్తే మనం సాధించాం.
Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Okay.
नचिकेत बहुत बोलते हो भाई. स्माइलिंग ज़्यादा है. एक श्लोक कोई श्लोकम करो.
उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानमात्मानं साधयेत् आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुरात्मैव रिपुरात्मनः.
जो मीनिंग पता है, कुछ पता है? उत्तराखंड की हिंदी में बोलो. हाँ राइट. हाँ ठीक है भाई. वरुण कोई भी बताओ, कोई चिंता नहीं. You want them to say sloka or anything? Acharya? Our Gita sloka or anything, you know? Abhinav. Abhirudra. Yes, Tulsi, you know something? ఏదో శ్లోకం కాబట్టి మీనింగ్ అయినా చెప్పు. అర్జునుడికి ఏమొచ్చింది, ఎందుకని చెప్పాడు కృష్ణుడు?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Oh, he's Vaishnav is saying? Yeah, done. Very nice. Tell me. Right. बोलो. He's telling. Good. Right.
Very good. Yes.
एवं चतुर्युक्ताय भक्ताश्वां पर्यपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के उत्तमाः.
Meaning? मालूम है? Balal. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Wonderful.
Mani, you want to say?
You want to say? Yes.
వసుదేవసుతం దేవం కంసచానూరమర్ధనం దేవకీ పరమానందం కృష్ణం వందే జగద్గురుం.
Okay.
Okay. Not a problem. Adi madhye cha ante cha sarve pragiyate. So Bhagavan Naam is enough. Okay. So now that we have heard about Bhagavad Gita to an extent, some of us also understand the meaning of some of the verses. So let us try to understand some of the foundational messages that Bhagavan is giving to Arjuna, and that is also relevant for us. Now the first message that Bhagavan delivers to Arjuna in second chapter, because second chapter 11th verse Bhagavan starts talking. Prior to that, it's Arjuna who is talking primarily, and only occasionally Bhagavan has intervened. So there the first message that Bhagavan gives is that we are not body, we are Atma. That is the first message. Second message that is given subsequently is that we are, once we are born, we have to die, and once we are dead, we are born again. Same chapter, Jatasya hi dhruvang mrityuh dhruvang janma mitasya cha. So this is also the message that Bhagavan gives. Then in the third chapter, Bhagavan is giving one of the central messages is that we enjoy our life, any of the bhogas as it is called, any of the pleasures or pain that we get in this life is by the grace of the gods, Devas, and therefore we need to collaborate with the Devas, or rather we help the Devas and the Devas help us, both. Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantyva. So that's how the entire thing is said. Now these messages when we hear, what is the evidence we have for speaking like this? That is more critical for us to understand. We will discuss only about the evidences, because generally meaning you will get in any text that is there in the Bhagavad Gita part. So verse meaning you will get anywhere, and the concepts will also be available in our class teachings and any other general teaching that we will get. But typically evidences are not something that we commonly discuss. What are the evidences because of which we know that we are, for example, Atma, not body. Calling Atma soul is not right, but I will not get into that. So I will use Atma only. Atma and body. Deh, Dehi, as Bhagavad Gita talks about. So these are the words that we will use. So how do we know that we are Deh? We are Dehi, not Deh. So let us answer a few questions first. First we will understand that what are the basis for knowledge. So most the systems of thought that we have, what we call Darshan Shastra. Darshan Shastra, Drishyate Anena. Once we observe something intensely, then what we know is what is Darshan as such. So there are 6 systems of Vedic Darshanas. I hope some of us might have heard about it. You may not remember all the name, but somehow you might have got about it. The first of that is Sankhya Darshan, then there is Yoga Darshan, then there is Nyaya Darshan, then Vaisheshik Darshan, Samantantra, then there is Mimamsa Darshan, and then there is what we call Purva Mimamsa or Karma Mimamsa, and then there is Vedanta, what is also known as Uttar Mimamsa Darshan. So these are 6 fundamental systems of thought. Now in all of these fundamental systems of thought, there are ways of knowledge that are articulated. What is knowledge? Knowledge is that which comes through evidences. As Sankhya Darshan says, Pratyaksha Anumana Agam Rupat. Pratyaksha, Anuman and Agam or Shabd Praman. These are the 3 fundamental ways through which we learn things. These are the only way to know. Anything that has not come through these cannot be called as knowledge. That may be opinion. That may be opinion, but that will not qualify as knowledge. So what is the Pratyaksha Praman that I am Atma, I am not body? Can we know it? Let us think about it. Can we know that I am not this body, I am Atma? Is it possible through Pratyaksha Praman? No. Why? We are Atma, we are not body. Can't we know it through any way? In that case, we have to believe it. But belief is not knowledge. Knowledge has to be na hi jnanen sadrisham pavitram hi vidyate. As Bhagavan himself says that there is nothing that purifies as much as knowledge. And the base of knowledge is this evidence, pramana as it is called. So how do we know that we are Atma? We are not body. So let us first talk about Pratyaksha Praman. Pratyaksha Praman, what is the meaning of Pratyaksha Praman? Prati, Aksha. Aksha is the eyes and Prati. So So prati, that means what we call upalakshana. I do not know whether Sanskrit Vyakaran,
No, Vyakaran.
they are going to, okay. So you might be aware of the lakshana vritti, abhidha, lakshana, vyanjana, etc. No, not so far, all right. So every word that we say, for example, Gangayam Ghosha, when we use this word, what do we mean by that? When we say Gangayam Ghosha, what do we mean by that? Ghosha means like Goshala we have. So Gangayam, on Ganga there is a Goshala, let's say. Is it possible? It's not possible. So in that case, what do we have to say? On the banks of Ganga there is Goshala. But I said Gangayam Ghosha only, which means you have to give up some meaning that the word says. You have to give up that meaning and take the connoted meaning, not denoted meaning. Not the meaning that is given in the word, but what word wants to say, seeks to say, that. So this is called a lakshana. We give up some part and then take it. That is known as jahati lakshana. When we give up entirely and then take the actual meaning. When we take additional meaning, that is called ajahati lakshana. Whatever is said, you take more than that. For example, inside classroom you should not shout and fight. If I say so, does that mean that outside the classroom you should shout and fight? So that means that there is a way of discipline. So you take additional meaning also and then behave. So that is the ajahati lakshana part. And then there is vyanjana part. What is said, meaning is exactly reverse. So we will not get into the third part. Pratyaksha is here upalakshana. Upalakshana means that the lakshana component is taken, which means not just for eyes, but whatever is heard, whatever is touched, whatever is sensed through nose, panchagyanendriya. So any knowledge that we get through the panchagyanendriya, that is in general terms called pratyaksha praman. Sankhya darshan does not define it like that. This is about nyaya darshan perspective. But Sankhya darshan does not talk about pratyaksha praman like that, through touch of indriya, etc. It says prativit vishayadhyavsaya drishtam. That which is determined by buddhi is called pratyaksha, with respect to each object of senses, each object of knowledge, whatever is the object that is to be known, jnaya as we call in Sanskrit, jnata gyan jnaya, we understand it, jnaya, that is to be known. So whatever is to be known, determination regarding that, that is the process of pratyaksha praman. So how do we know through pratyaksha praman with our buddhi's determination that we are Atma, we are not body? Let us now answer simple questions. Have we experienced Jagrat Avastha? We are all awake? Jagrat Avastha, we are experiencing right now? Have we experienced Swapna Avastha? Yes, all of us? Without doubt? Dream, we all had? Have we experienced Susupti Avastha? Deep sleep? Where there is no dream also? Every night all of us would have been experiencing that. If we do not experience that, then how do we get up and say, today I did not sleep well? Or when I slept well, then I say, today I slept quite well. We say that, which means we have experienced all that. Now, what can be you? What can be you? Think about that. One who experiences all the three stages, all the three avasthas, or one who experiences only one of that. Who is you? Who is we or I, whoever, whatever word we use? If I experience Swapna Avastha, Jagrat Avastha, Sushupti Avastha, that means who is I? The one who experiences all the three avasthas or the one who experiences only one avastha?
All the three.
All the three?
Yes.
Must be?
Yes.
So Shiv Sutras, Kashmir Shiv Darshan, Advait Vedant's one perspective. Shiv says, Tritaya Bhokta Videsha. One who experiences all three is called Atma. Now, in Jagrat Avastha, we realize our body. Deha is there. Swapna Avastha, do we enter with this body?
Yes.
Do we remember this body?
No.
That means this body stays with us in Jagrat Avastha, but does not even travel into Swapna Avastha. Can this body be ourselves?
No.
Not possible at all. Now in Swapna Avastha, what is the body that we have?
Imaginary.
Mental body.
Yes.
What we call Sukshma Sarir or Manas Sarir. Manas itself has become everything that is visible in our dream. If it is like Rishi Vatika, we are sitting all of here. Let's say I am dreaming this as of now. In that case, this land is also my mental construction. My mind has become this land. My mind has become this asan. My mind has become this body. And my mind has become all of you. And the camera and everything else. All that I see here. The building, everything. So mind itself has become everything. Taken all the forms. Physical body is not going there, only mental body is going there. All right? Now, in deep sleep, if mind is there, that means we can think. Mental process should go on, then only mind is there. In deep sleep, can we think? In deep sleep, can we hear? Nothing. Can we see? Nothing. In deep sleep, do we realize while sleeping that I am sleeping? That also we don't. So, as the Ekadasham Skandha of Srimad Bhagavat Mahapurana says, Ahamiti cha prasupte. And Pangalopanishad defines Susupti Avastha as Chittaik Karana Susupti. Only one Antahkarana is active, that is Chitta, and Chitta is called Avdharana Matrakam Jnanam. That is the nature of Chitta. Only the memory of that I slept, that is only restored there. Nothing else is working. All mental functioning, Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya, Man, Ahankar, all are sleeping. So, in that case, this body that created the dream, that is also not there in Susupti. So, Sthul Sarir doesn't travel to Swapna Avastha. Sukshma Sarir doesn't travel to Susupti Avastha. So, can we be either Sthul Sarir or Sukshma Sarir? It doesn't qualify our criteria. Did we understand it?
Yes.
All of us experience Jagrat Avastha, Swapna Avastha, Susupti Avastha. But with physical body, Sthul Sarir, we are only able to travel up to Jagrat Avastha only. Not even in dream, not even in Swapna Avastha. And with this Sukshma Sarir that is active in the Swapna Avastha, we are not able to travel to Susupti also. So, in that case, if we say that we are this body, we have to be mistaken, isn't it? So, this is the Pratyaksha Praman of we being Atma, not being the body. Every day, this teaching is given by our body itself to us, just that we do not realize. And this is the purpose of darshan, to make us realize. So, this is the first evidence of what Bhagavan says. We do not have to believe it, we have to know it. All of us have to know that we are Atma. Now, I am sitting here and you are viewing me, all of us, you are watching me. Now, when you watch me, what is that I am? I become Gya, your object of knowledge, and what you know of me is your Gyan. Then who are you? If I am Gya and you are Gyan, then who are you? That is the process of knowing me is Gyan. Then what will be your name in that case? You will be called Jnata, one who knows. I am the object of knowledge. There is a process of knowing through viewing, through hearing, and then there is a knower, Jnata. All right. Now, out of these three, as it is called, knowledge triad, Triputi, Jnata, Gyan, Gyan. Which of the three all of us think that we are? Are we Gyan, are we Gyan, or are we Jnata? We are Jnata, no doubt. All of us have this firm conviction.
Yes.
Now, is there any possibility of doubt regarding the fact that I am Jnata? No, not at all. But is there any possibility of doubt about what I know? Possible?
Yes.
There can be any, if eyes are not working properly, ears are not working properly, there is a possibility that I may feel some doubt. So, all doubt operates only in the domain of known, ज्ञेय. संशय केवल ज्ञेय के लिए होता है, ज्ञाता के लिए संशय नहीं होता है. That is why ज्ञाता is अप्रमाण, अप्रमेय. You do not have to establish the satta of existence of ज्ञाता, because the moment I try to know something, my ज्ञातृत्व is already established. Got it? I have to be ज्ञाता first, then only I can know something. So, no evidence can illuminate ज्ञाता, therefore ज्ञाता is स्वप्रकाश. So, Atma is Sat Chit Anand, as it is called in Vedanta Darshan, Satyam Jnanavantam Brahma. So, Jnana Swarup of Atma, is it now evident? Yes. Bhagavan says, ajang nityang shashvatoyang purano na hanyate hanyamane sarire. This is also not to be believed. The first evidence that we have is that when we talk about Atma as Gyan, Gyan itself, Gyan Swarup Atma, the evidence is that it is not shown to us through other means. It is this fundamental conviction that I am Jnata, I am the knower. It is this that is used to know anything else. Therefore, Atma is not illuminated by other means. It is the Swaprakash. Yasmin bhasa sarvamidam vibhati, as Mundaka Upanishad says. That which illuminates everything, not that which anything else illuminates. Okay? Now, so Atma is Jnana Swarup. That part we got. Now, in this context, how do we know that whether Atma is born or not? Is there any way to know that once we know that we are not body, we are Atma, then is it born and again born, born dead, punarjan jatasya hi dhruvang mrityu, dhruvang janma mitasya cha. How does this work? Let's think about our dream. How many dreams we had, let's say, last night? None? No dream at all? Okay, you can remember one. Okay, 2 or 3, all right. Does that mean that we remember only, see, if we remember 1 or 2 dreams, does that mean that these are the only number of dreams we saw? No. There could be many, but we do not remember. Okay, now consider your dream. There is a dream in which you see yourself. All of us might have seen ourselves in dream. We hear also. We can taste things also. If there is a good rasam, we can drink it, enjoy it, even though it is not there, but we can sense it there. So, all that we experience in dream, and then dream breaks. That happens, but we do not get up. Another dream starts. So, when one dream is over and another dream starts, just forget about that first part. When one dream is over, what happens to that dream body? Disappears. Agreed? It is not stored somewhere in the, our hard drive somewhere. It's a random access memory kind of thing. The moment its function is done, it goes away. So, next dream, you will again get your body. That will hear, that will see everything. What happens to this dream? What happens to this body now? This becomes a fresh body. It is not continuation of the previous body. Are we understanding this or not? Yes. Dream, we saw that you are taking tea, let's say, or taking milk. And now this dream is over. Now you are running around in the ground playing. This is the second dream. First dream, I was drinking milk. Second dream, I am running around in the ground playing. And third dream, there is a cow that is chasing me. These are 3 different dreams that I am experiencing. After first dream is over, then there is a small gap, then the second dream begins. After second dream is over, there is a small gap, then third dream begins. Now, what happens to the first body that I saw, which was drinking milk? Was it existing anywhere, or that disappeared after the dream is broken? Disappeared? All of us agreed? Yes. Or any doubt? Okay. So, once that body is disappeared, next body you get where the next dream you are seeing, a third body you get where the third dream you are seeing, all right? But when you get up, is there a change in the one who is watching the dream? No. Who was dreaming, the dreamer? No. All of us believe that it is I who has viewed all those dreams, as many dreams you remember. Yes. Agreed? That means, as Vedanta Darshan, Sankhya Darshan, Yoga Darshan, all of them say in same voice, destruction of body does not mean destruction of Jiva or destruction of Dehi. That's why Ajo, Nityam, Shashvatoyang Purano, Na hanyate hanyamane sarire. Body gets destroyed. Every dream, body is getting destroyed. But the dreamer is not destroyed. Dreamer continues, same way. This is the Anuman Praman for. Anuman does not mean speculation. Anuman means either a firm cause-effect relationship, karya-karan sambandh, or a relationship that is based on correlation, sahacharya sambandh. So, either karya-karan sambandh or sahacharya sambandh. It's not speculation only. So, in that case, when we see that we have taken first body in dream, left it, but the dreamer remains same. We got second body. I am the same dreamer who is having second dream. That body also lost. Third dream, third body, and that body is also lost. Dreamer remains same, which means it is the same dreamer that is getting first body, after that getting second body, after that getting third body. Agreed? So, jata se hi durvang mrityu. That body that we got for first dream is no more. That is the death for it. And after death, another body is constructed, and we remain same. Dhruvang janma mritasya. Therefore, our next birth also is assured. Every night, no matter how many dreams we would have seen, perhaps 10, 20, we will remember 1 or 2, but we would have seen hundreds sometimes. And considering our age, how many dreams we would have already dreamt by this date? Hundreds and thousands. So, thousands of bodies we have taken and given up. Thousands of Swapna Sharir we have already taken and given up. So, when this is happening with Swapna Sharir, why should it not happen with Sthul Sharir? Same principle. Because we have already seen with the first evidence that just like Sthul Sharir is given up in dream, it does not enter there. Similarly, Sukshma Sharir also does not enter Susupti. So, characteristics are similar. So, just like it is this first body is given up, second body is also given up. Therefore, we already see through this that just like the dreamer does not change, only the dreams change, and every dream has a separate dream body which is taken and given up. Similarly, after using through the process of prarabdha karma, we get our physical bodies, we get our mother and father. After prarabdha is over, the body is dead, no more. And then when the next prarabdha starts, we get another body, and then the same cycle continues to repeat over and over and over again. That is the Anuman Praman for ourselves being Atma and the life and death time and again. So, two central messages that Bhagavad Gita has given in the initial chapters, we discussed about one evidence each for that. Now, the third evidence, Devata. Bhagavan says that Devata and us, both of us have to help each other. So, have we seen Devas? Have we experienced Devas so far?
No.
None of us?
No.
None of us have seen the Devas? Then how do you know that they actually exist? We have seen the pictures, images. That's the idea. But if I say that you have actually not only seen Devas, you have actually realized it all the time. Yes. He wants to say something. So,
when I was seeing one movie, in that time I saw the one Deva image.
okay. So, that is the image part that we understand. Okay. Now, let us think about it. In the night, we were watching Dhruv star there. So, immediately when I watch, do you recognize immediately that this star must be Dhruv star?
Yes.
After practice. But first time when you see it then?
No.
When you do not know that this star is Dhruv star, in that case what happens? Do we see first or do we recognize first? We see first. After seeing, then there are options, because this is in the north, so perhaps it could be Dhruv, perhaps it could be another star. Options generated. And after options generated, then we realize these options are for me, not for others. Have we experienced so far that somebody is calling my name, but I did not realize? And later on my attention goes to that, okay, you were calling my name. Happened to all of us? Which means ears have got the information, mind has generated vikalpas, but ahankar has not associated itself that this is mine, this is for me. Madartha evami vishaya. All these knowledges, all these, that whatever is being said, it is for me, therefore I must listen. So, which means I see first, then I process that through mind, and then whatever mind generates gets associated with ahankar, and that what is grasped by the ahankar is now interpreted, determined by buddhi, adhyavasaya as it is called. Adhyavsayo buddhi, Sankhya Karika, Sankhya Darshan says. So, that is the process of anything knowing. Okay? And we already discussed that Atma is Gyan Swarup. So, Gyan Swarup is Atma. Buddhi is also, Buddhi is not Gyan as such in that case. So, then what happens? Atma is reflected in Buddhi to make it as if it is, sentient, as if it knows. Actually, Buddhi doesn't know. It is the Atma that is reflected in that, and Atma's knowledge is reflected in the Buddhi's part. So, Jeev Chaitanya is reflected in Buddhi, but then how do we see things? Have you thought about it? What is that you see? For example, look at this image here. Whom do you see? But that you recognize already. That means Buddhis, you are giving me Buddhi's answer. But what is the image that you see? Are your eyes capturing this photo itself, or are your eyes capturing only the roop that is this photo is giving? Only the roop part? Yes. Otherwise, everybody's eyes this photo will enter entirely, which doesn't happen. Photo stays where it is. Only the roop is taken. So, what is Vishay of eye in that case? The photo or the roop? Roop is the Vishay of the eyes. Okay. Now, roop, is it a matter of knowledge or is it something physical? It is a matter of knowledge. We know that whose roop is how, isn't it? Yeah. And we already understood that Jeev Chaitanya is reflected only in Buddhi, and Buddhi, till now, Buddhi's, up to Buddhi, the information has not reached, because only eyes have captured the roop. Now this roop will go to mind, man, manas will generate vikalp, then that vikalp will be associated with ahankar, and then that ahankar, ahankrit vikalp, now will be interpreted, final determination that this is Guruji. That is the process. So, how is it possible that if Jeev Chaitanya is not interpreting this, then how do you get roop through eyes? Have you thought about it? Is it possible to see anything in that case? Because Jeev is only at Buddhi level. What we are Chetana, that Chetana is only staying at Buddhi's level. But eye is able to capture knowledge level information, cognitive information. How is it possible? Is it possible for anything insentient that does not have any, sentience, any Chetana? That is Achetan. Is it possible for Achetan to capture this knowledge? No. Not possible? No. That means that whatever is capturing that knowledge must be Chetan. Yes. And that Chetan is not Jeev Chetan, because whatever Jeev Chetan is capturing is in Buddhi, and so far information has not reached to Buddhi. So, how eyes are able to capture it? Have you thought about it? No? So, in this Srishti, as it is called, Bhagavad Gita also talks about it. In the Puranas, the detailed descriptions are there. When Brahma, the Srishti starts, the creation starts, there are 3 different kind of sargas. One is called Prakrit Sarga, where the Tattva Srishti happens, which is not something that we will discuss. That's in the domain of Sankhya and Vedanta. So, once you read more, then you will understand that. The second Srishti is where the Srishti of Ishwar Koti Jeev happens. Those Ishwaras, Sanat Kumar, Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan, Sanat Kumar, we have heard about them. Yes. Then Rudras. Yes. These are the Ishwaras. So, these are, Sanat Kumar is the Ansh of Bhagavan Vishnu. So, Ishwar. So, these are the Ishwaras who take body. This is called Kumar Sarga or Prakrit Vaikrit Sarga. This Sarga is also not for us. We are not born there. For us, there is a third Sarga, that is called Vaikrit Sarga. In the Vaikrit Sarga, this is of 5 kinds. Vaikrit Sarga, in which we take bodies, are of 5 kinds. So, why do we take bodies? Why does Bhagavan create Srishti? Any thought on that? Why should Bhagavan create the whole Srishti? No reason? No, there is a reason. Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, Dasam Skandha says, Dasam Skandha, if I remember Veda Stuti Adhyay, the Veda Stuti Adhyay is there, where Bhagavan's Stuti is there, and the second verse that talks about 1087.2 perhaps. So, that Veda Stuti Adhyay, second verse says, Buddhindriye manah prana jananam asrijat prabhu atmartham cha bhavartham cha atmano akalpanaya cha. Sridhar Swami Bhashya of that, it says that Bhagavan has created Srishti for the benefit of those jivas who have not attained moksha in the previous Srishti. So, therefore, to give us the opportunity again to get dharma, artha, kama and moksha, purushartha chatushtya, realize purushartha chatushtya in this life, give us the opportunity for that, Srishti is created. If Srishti is not created, we will not get this opportunity at all. Therefore, Srishti is created for us. So, for us there is a Vaikrit Sarga, and Vaikrit Sarga is of 5 kinds. First level of Vaikrit Sarga is called Mukhya Sarga, where the Sthavar Jivas are created. trees, etc., for example, those who do not move. The second is called Tiryak Sarg, where all these animals who can move, Jangam Srishti, those who can move, those who can run, that is created. The third is called Urdh Sarg. Urdh Sarg is where the Devas are created. Sattva Guna Pradhan. Therefore, they are highly conscious, greatly having great more, vastly more intellectual capabilities than ourselves. And then the fourth Sarg is called Arvak Sarg, the below. That is what we call ourselves, Manushya Srishti, in the Arvak Sarg, Rajas Pradhan. And then Sattva Tamas Pradhan, that is the fifth Srishti, that is called Anugrah Sarg, where Rishis are created. Rishis are not Manushya. Rishis are separate Srishti. Rishi and Muni are not Manushya. Muni are Manavas, Muni are the Devas. Kashyap Prajapati is a Rishi. So Rishi and his wife, there are 13 wives that he had, one of the Prajapatis. So his wife, one of the wife is Muni. So the sons of Muni are also known as Muni. So those Munis are the Devas. And the way they live, if human beings start emulating that, that is, having the Valkal Vastra, the bark of the tree as for our clothes, that is the way of Munis. Then practicing meditation, staying in jungle, etc., those once we start, then human beings may be called Muni, but only in the Lakshana form, not real Muni. So this is Munalukonda. This may be actual Muni who may be staying there, from whose name, or somebody who is adopting the vritti of Muni and then staying there, from their name also. But Manushas are neither Munis nor Rishis. Rishis are separate entirely. So these Rishis, and then Rishis have done 5 kinds of Rishis are there, Maharshi, Rishi, Rishik, etc. Matsya Puran gives the 5 typology of Rishis. So they are all of separate kinds. So out of that, only Dev Srishti is there, that is Sattva Guna dominant, fully Sattvic. Therefore, Chaitanya is highest in Dev Srishti. How do we understand that all of us are experiencing all the Trigunas? Sattva Guna, if I am experiencing Sattva means Preeti, I am experiencing satisfaction, happiness, peace. If I am experiencing Rajas means Apriti, discontent, sorrow, suffering, all of that. And Tamas is Moh, opposite, which means considering pleasure as pain and pain as pleasure. Which is harmful, that is beneficial, and which is beneficial we consider as harmful. Opposite, Viprit Buddhi, as it is called. So that is that. Now if you have to understand, is there anyone here who is friendly with all, with whom everybody is happy? Nobody is unhappy? Anytime? Have you thought about it? Same person, is it possible that somebody is happy, somebody is unhappy? Same person, Draupadi, for example. For Pandavas, she is a source of happiness. For Jayadratha, she is a source of moh, viprit, because he attempted to abduct her. In one part Mahabharata, this is given. And for Duryodhana, she is a source of suffering. So same person can be source of 3 different experiences for 3 different people, which means everything that exists in life, all that is knowable, is Trigunatmak. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, all 3 are there. And we experience Rajasic Srishti as us, Tamasic Srishti as the animals and plants, then Sattvic Srishti has to be there, isn't it? Sattvic Srishti is a must, because 2 are already visible, and everything that exists, all 3 must exist together. So the third also must be there, that is the Dev Srishti. Dev Srishti Chetana is at the highest level, therefore it is through the grace of Devas that the Indriyas function. Ramcharitmanas, you may come across a verse that is called Indriya Dwar Jharokha Nana Baithe Devata Kadikari Thana. For all these senses, different Devas are associated. These are called Adhidev, Adhidevta. So these are the Adhidev of each of these Indriyas. It is through the grace of the Devas that we learn anything. Anything that we see, it is through the grace of Surya. Aditya is the Adhidev of Chakshu. Chakshu Adhyatmam Drashtavyamiti Adhibhutam. Aditya Adhidevatam. That's what Sankhya says. Anything that we hear, Adhidevata is Hearing, Adhidevata is Vayu. Anything that we taste, Adhidevata is Varun. Similarly, anything that we smell, Adhidevata is Prithvi. Panch Tattva, all that, the Adhidevic form, not the Adhibhautik. And similarly, when we think, who is the Adhidev of Mana? Have you heard of Purush Sukta? Purush Suktam, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, both? Some of them, okay? So you might be chanting that. Chandrama Manaso Jata, Chaksho Suryo Jayata. So for Bhagwan, Bhagwan's Adhyatma Chandrama has come. But Jeev's Adhidev Chandrama is. Chandrama is born out of Bhagwan's Adhyatma. Adhyatma is Man. That is the difference between Jeev and Ishwar. In Vedanta Darshan also, Advaita Vedanta also. Advaita Vedanta does not say that Jeev is Ishwar. That difference remains. Advaita Vedanta says Brahmaiva Jiva Sakalam Jagatcha. But Brahma and Ishwar are not same. So, Ishwar and Jeev, there is a bhed. So, Vaishnava Prasthan, Vishishtadvaita, I do not know which Prasthan is followed here, but if Vishishtadvaita Ramanujacharya Prasthan is there, then that Vaishnava Prasthan talks about Ishwar and Jeev, that difference. That difference is maintained by all. But Brahma and Jeev are similar. Brahma and Jeev is one reality, common reality. That is a different thing. Nirgun Nirakar is Brahma. Sagun Nirakar is Ishwar. So at that level there is a difference. So this distinction we should understand. So all these Devas, they are able to get, all these are called Adhidevata. So Buddhi's Adhidev is Brahma. Ahankar's Adhidev is Rudra. Therefore, one of the name of Mahadev is Devadhidev. Why do we call it? Adhidev of Devatas. Adhidev, all the Adhidevatas of the different Indriyas, they are Devatas like Indra, of hand, eye, Surya, etc., all of that. But when Ahankar doesn't function, can they function? Any of them? In deep sleep, when Ahankar doesn't work, none of them work. So, he becomes the controller for all of them. So, Devadhidev, Adhidev of the Adhidevatas. That's why Mahadev is called Devadhidev. That is his name. So, like that, each of these Indriyas that we have, all 10 Indriyas, Panch Gyanendriya, Panch Karmendriya and Antahkaran, all are regulated by the Devatas. Everything that we hear, that we listen, that we see, that we touch, that we smell, all that is through the Anugraha of Devatas. It is through Deva's Anugraha that we are able to grasp it. Because Jad Tattva can't grasp, only Chetan Tattva can grasp. And this Chetana is of smaller level, it is provided by the Devas. It is not sufficient for us to move up and walk. Only when Jeev enters, then we are able to do all the functions that we can. Devas can't function independent of the Jeev. Therefore, Jeev is superior to the Devas. That is the basic idea. Ramcharitmanas, you might have heard about that. Vishay, Karan, Sur, Jeev, Sameta, Sakal, Ek, Te, Ek, Sacheta. Vishay is the object of knowledge. Karan is the Indriya, all the Indriyas, Panch Gyanendriya, Panch Karmendriya. Sur, Adhidevata of each of these Indriyas. And then Jeev. All of them are in a greater order of, increasing order of consciousness. Sakal Ek Te Ek Sacheta. Sabakar Param Prakasak Joi. And that which illuminates them all, Ram Anadi Abadpati Soi. That is known as Bhagwan. Yasmin Bhasa Sarvamidam Vivati. One who illuminates all of them. So therefore, now can we say that we have never experienced Devas? Is there anyone who can say that we have not experienced Devas? If you have any experience in life, it is through the grace of Devas. Any experience. That is why when we take any experience, but do not share anything with the Devas, whatever is grasped by whoever, whose object is that? For example, this book, how do I call that this book is mine? This book is mine if I have got it or if it is given to me, then that book is mine. If somebody takes it without giving it to me or without telling me, then what is this act called? Stena? Chori? That is the stay, isn't it? That's the chori part. That's why Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Yagya Sishtasina, if you could see, Muchante Sarvakil Vishay, one who offers food and everything else that we enjoy first to the Devas and then partakes, because everything that we get, there are two owners. One owner is Jeev, Mukhya Chetan, and the other owner is one who grasps at the Indriya's level. So they are the Devas. So if you offer them first and then consume it, then you are not a chore, not a thief. But without offering them, gaining everything through their grace, but not offering them anything, eating straight away, so then tvahang papa pachante atma karanat. One who cooks only for himself, never offers to God, to Devas, that is guilty of sin, sin of thief. That pap karma is getting all the time created. So therefore, when Bhagavad Gita talks about this distinction, that we should offer food to the Devas and then eat, that is also based on evidence. Final thing, before we conclude, and if you have any question you can ask, is about when we see, for example, Lakshmi Singh sitting here. So what do we see here? Is he the God or is he the Murti of God? Is he the God or is he only a Murti? God. That means there is no difference between him and others. If Nrsimha Bhagwan himself appears here, would that be same as this? That would still be. The reason that is given, we heard about Sthul Sarir. Sthul Sarir we get through karma. Sukshma Sarir we get through Karan Sarir. Karan Sarir's definition is Swagyan Rupam Karan Sariram. That is, we do not know ourselves. That is known as Karan Sarir. Agyan. We discussed it that we are not body, we are Atma. But all the time we keep thinking that we are body, isn't it? Somebody touches my clothes and I say that somebody has touched me. That's the way we believe, we all the time behave. So this becomes the way of behaving through Agyan. So Agyan itself is known as Karan Sarir. Now is there any Karan Sarir in Bhagwan? Not possible, because Agyan is not there. If Agyan is there in Bhagwan also, then there is no hope for Gyan. So Bhagwan, there is no Agyan at all. Only Jeev there is Agyan. And therefore, can there be any Sukshma Sarir of Bhagwan? When we say Bhagwan has man, Chandrama man so jata, Bhagwan ka man hai, hamara bhi man hai. We also have man, Bhagwan also has man. But what is the difference? For us, man is not I. We already discussed it, because mind does not travel through even Susupti. But for Bhagwan, what will happen? Man is created through Agyan. Bhagwan, there is no Agyan, therefore there can't be a man different from Bhagwan, isn't it? In the dream, everything that we see, we discussed it, all the view that we see, everything is mind only. All of us have experienced that. Have any one of us have experienced any dream where somebody is chasing us and we are running very quickly? A dog or a cow or anything else, maybe sometimes lions. Yes? All of us have seen that. So in that dream, the road on which we were running, that is also your mind. Yes? The you who is running is also mind. And the one who is chasing you, that is also mind. Then why do you consider yourself only that body and not the one who is running on the road? Neither you consider yourself as the road, nor the chaser, you consider yourself being chased and therefore trying to run. Why? Did we see Agyan now? That is Tadatma. Because we identify ourselves with one body, therefore we consider that body as mine, not the others. Whereas all those bodies are only we. Similarly, Bhagwan has created out of his own sankalp two kind of srishtis, Jivartha and Atmartha. As per Tripad Vibhuti Mahanarayan Upanishad, Krishna Yajurved. Purush Sukt also, Tripadang, Tribidang Divi, that mantra comes. So, Ek Pad, entire world, Padovasya Bhuvanani, as it says, Padovasya Bhuvanani Vishwa. And then Tribidam Divi. So, that Tripad is for Bhagwan, Atmartha, whereas one Pad is for the whole world. This Tripad Vibhuti, at this level, Bhagwan himself becomes his own mind, Bhagwan himself becomes his own body, Bhagwan himself becomes his own lok. Vaikuntha is also not different from Bhagwan. So, Nam, Roop, Leela, Dham, all four are one, not different. Just like everything that we see in our dream is exactly one, only made by mind, no difference at all. Similarly, Bhagwan has created this entire thing. So, this Bhagwan, Nam, Roop, Leela, Dham, all four are one, there is no difference at all. Therefore, Kurma Mahapuran says, Bhagwan does not have a Sthul Sarir, Bhagwan does not have a Sukshma Sarir, Bhagwan does not have a Karan Sarir like Jivas have. Because Jivas are different from, Jeev is different from Karan Sarir also, Sukshma Sarir also, Sthul Sarir also. But Bhagwan's Sthul Sarir is also Bhagwan. Bhagwan's Sukshma Sarir, Bhagwan's Man is also Bhagwan. So Bhagwan is not different from anything else. Everything that is there is Bhagwan. Therefore, you will see Vallabhacharya Mahaprabhu, Vallabh Mahaprabhu, he says, Madhuradhipati Akhilam Madhuram. Adharam Madhuram, Hasitam Madhuram, everything, the Kriya, the face, everything is made of Ananda only. Entire body, there is no difference at all. Same Tattva is manifesting everything. So Bhagwan's body is not different from Bhagwan. Now that body is, one of the ways of manifestation of that body is called Archa-avatar. Archa-avatar is Vigraha. Vigraha is not different from Bhagwan as such. Sometimes, specifically in the Vaishnava tradition, Vigraha is considered superior to Bhagwan's own form. Why? One story will clarify this. Vallabhacharya had 8 major disciples. You might have heard of Surdas. Surdas, the great Vaishnava poet. And one of his Guru Bhai was, Guru Bharata was Kumbhandas. Kumbhandas was in the Sakhya Bhakti. Bhakti has multiple forms. One Bhakti is called Sakhya, Sakha Bhav. So he considered himself as a friend of Krishna. And he was Siddha in Sakhya Bhav. So Krishna appeared before him. They started playing. And once they were playing, then suddenly evening time Aarti happens. So Srinath Mandir, at that point in time it was there in Vrindavan. Now it is there in Jaipur somewhere. Because Aurangzeb attacked it, so they moved it there. So at that point in time, the moment that the ring of the bell of the temple started ringing, Kumbhandas ran toward the temple. And Krishna is shouting before, why are you running? I am here to play. Why are you leaving me and going away? So he said, no, this is Aarti's time. I have to go there. Krishna said that when I am here playing with you, why do you have to run there and perform Aarti? Kumbhandas returned. And he said, look, who called you here? It's a Sakhya Bhav, so they can talk like that. Who called you here? Krishna said, no one. I wanted to play, so I came. All right. And when you will be happy playing, then what will happen? I will go. So you come with your own will. You go also with your own will. That is what you have. As long as you want to be here, you will be here. As long as you want to enjoy, you will enjoy. And I will be left after that. But this Srinathji who is sitting inside, he depends on me for everything. If I perform Aarti, he will get Aarti. If I bathe him, he will take bath. If I feed him, he will take food. So he is never going to leave me and he will take everything from me. Therefore, he is my priority, not you. You can go in whatever you want, but I will go there. So that is Archa-avatar. So Archa-avatar, Bhagwan does nothing. Everything is done by the Bhaktas. Everything is done by the Bhaktas. And therefore, Bhakti fully manifests in front of Archa-avatar, not in front of the Bhagwan. When Dhruva himself, how long Bhagwan has stayed with him? He just came before him, touched his forehead with his Shankha Panchajanya. After that he did his stuti, Dhruva stuti, and after that Bhagwan said that you, Varambruhi, ask for what do you want. Dhruva asked, he gave, vanished. That's it. Nothing more than that, not even a second more than that. But if he has to perform worship, then as long as you want, Sravanam, all the Nardha Bhakti, everything that you want to do, you can perform to your heart's content with the Archa-avatar. Bhagwan is bound, is there all the time to take it. So it's not Murti Puja. We do not perform Murti Puja at all. In Sanatana Dharma, there is no Murti Puja at all because nobody sees that as a Murti. We see that as Bhagwan himself. After Pran Pratishtha Sanskar, the Murti becomes Bhagwan. How does that happen? Similar way, just that this Sthul body, our Sthul Sarir, the moment we associate ourselves with this, then whatever is done to this, we become the recipient of that, isn't it? So you feel hungry, I offer you food. So can I offer you food straight away to the jivas? Can the jiva eat straight away? But jiva is hungry, feeling pain. So the body has to take the food, isn't it? And we already understood that this distinction between body and jiva is there for us, not for Bhagwan, because there is no Gyan. So Bhagwan's body, that is Murti, is not different from Bhagwan at all. So when anything is offered to the Murti, Bhagwan himself receives it. And that's why Bhagavad Gita says, patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati. Everything, whatever you offer to me, I take it. Ye yathamang prapadyante tans tahi bhajamyam. Whatever way you worship me, I also think of you in the same manner. So Bhagwan takes all of that in the same manner. Therefore, Murti Puja is not really done. It is called Kriya Yoga. In the Puranas, in the Agam Shastras, it is called Kriya Yoga. It is not called Murti Puja. It is through our actions we worship Ishwar. So that is called Kriya Yoga. So all of that is not a matter of belief. All of that is a matter of knowledge, Gyan. And this Gyan becomes reality. This Gyan becomes an action once we have Shraddha. That's why Bhagavan says, Shraddha Vanang Labde Jnana. So what is Shraddha? Shraddha is not Astha, that we hold on to. Astha, Stha, that we grasp and hold on to. Shraddha is not belief. Acharya Mandan Misra, who became the disciple of Adi Shankaracharya, and then his name was, Sannyas Ashram name was Sureshwaracharya. So Sureshwaracharya's Vartik on the Shankar Bhashya, it says, Shraddha is Satdha, holding on to truth. So first you determine what is truth. So through Praman, you come to know what is true. And then what you know, now you hold on to it. So जानने के बाद मानिए. जानना और मानना दोनों चाहिए, अकेले नहीं होगा. केवल जान जाएंगे, मान नहीं पाएंगे, तो व्यवहार चलता ही रहेगा ऐसे ही. For example, now we know that we are Atma, not they. Evidence is given. So you can't say that you don't know. But you are still not holding on to this knowledge. Therefore, despite knowing this, you will continue to believe or behave in the similar manner as if you are the body. But once you become firm in this knowledge, situated in this knowledge, then distinction will happen. Avadhut. That distinction becomes clear. So all sadhana is for what I know, now I should be able to hold on to that. That is why Vedanta says, Sravanam. Ved says, Vrihadaranyaka Upanishad has given us this, that Atma va are drashtabhya, first realization, knowledge. But before that, srotabhyo, manatabhyo, nididhyasitabhya. So what we know through Sravan, we should be able to think about it and then hold on to that through nididhyasan. Then there is a darshan. Then it will become firm through realization. So this is the 4-step process of knowing and then holding on to that knowledge. It is not a path of belief, neither on the path of faith. This is the path of knowledge, and therefore Sanatana Dharma itself is called, and the people who are staying in this entire Bharat, the country name is called Bharat. Bha means Gyan. The country where people's fundamental quest is Gyan, knowledge. And those who keep seeking knowledge all the time and keep exploring knowledge all the time, they are called Bharat. So that is the name, the meaning of the term Bharat. So that's the name of our country, not just India. That's the foreign name with little meaning, that whatever meaning we are now associating it. But the real meaning is this, Bharat, not just from the Chakravarti Bharat only, but from the characteristic of the people also. That is the eternal quest of knowledge that signifies Bharat. So if you have any questions, we just discussed about few things. Bhagavad Gita is like an ocean. As you said yourself, Sarve Upanishad Gavo. So all the Upanishads are the cows. So therefore, Bhagavad Gita discussion can be a discussion of the Upanishads first, all the various darshanas. Then we will be able to understand entire thing. So we just discussed few very important things, the evidences of that, what is critical for understanding Bhagavad Gita. Now if you have any question, you can ask before we close. Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Shansayatma vinashyati. And Shansaya, Nyaya Darshan defines as anavdharanatmakam jnanam sansaya. That knowledge which has not become firm in mind is called Shansaya. So therefore, it is always better to ask questions and remove Shansaya. It is also possible that it may take some manan before you can generate some questions, which is fine, which is all the time appropriate. But if you want to ask anything, you can take some time and think. Yes.
जब हम मैंने
शिवाजी महाराज ने एक राजा को मारा था, तो राजा को मारा था, बाद में जो राजा के जो सैनिक थे ना, वो बोले कि आपने राजा की शरीर को मारा है, आत्मा को नहीं। तो जब वो राजा मार गया था, तभी वो जो जहाँ पे राजा था ना, वहाँ पे उसकी आत्मा थी।
हाँ, तो आत्मा जो है वो कहीं रहती नहीं है, क्योंकि आत्मा को कहा गया है व्यापक, सब जगह। जैसे आकाश में सूर्य देख रहे हैं, यहाँ अगर मिट्टी के घड़े रख देंगे तो क्या होगा, 10 मिट्टी के घड़े रखेंगे, सब में पानी भर देंगे तो 10 में जो है सूर्य चमकने लगेगा, लेकिन सूर्य तो एक है, उसके प्रतिबिंब 10 हो रहे हैं। फिर घड़ों को फोड़ दीजिए तो क्या होगा, पानी बह जाएगा। तो फोड़ने से प्रतिबिंब कहीं चला गया क्या? फोड़ने से प्रतिबिंब कहीं गया नहीं ना, क्योंकि वहाँ था भी नहीं, वो केवल प्रतिबिंबित हो रहा है उसमें। तो ऐसे ही जो हमारा अंतःकरण है, जिसको हम कहते हैं अंतःकरण, यानी मन बुद्धि अहंकार, मन बुद्धि चित्त अहंकार वेदांत की भाषा में, मन बुद्धि चित्त अहंकार, 5 ज्ञानेंद्रिय, 5 कर्मेंद्रिय, ये सब मिलकर हमारे लिए दर्पण बन जाते हैं। चित्त का दर्पण, हनुमान चालीसा पढ़ा है आपने? हनुमान चालीसा जानते हैं सब? श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार, ये क्या है निज मन मुकुर सुधार? क्या मतलब है? निज मन मुकुर सुधार मतलब विशिष्ट, हाँ
निज मन मतलब सच्चा मन, मुखुर मतलब
अच्छा। विशिष्टाद्वैत से देखेंगे तो श्री गुरु, क्योंकि उनकी जो दीक्षा है तुलसीदास जी की, विशिष्टाद्वैत संप्रदाय रामानुज संप्रदाय में रामानंद के संप्रदाय आए थे, उसमें उनकी दीक्षा हुई। तो वहाँ श्री यानी लक्ष्मी जी को ही गुरु कहा गया है, आचार्य के रूप में लक्ष्मी जी का ही स्थान है। तो श्री को गुरु के रूप में उनके चरणों का, यानी यहाँ श्री सीता जी हैं, तो सीता जी के चरणों की वंदना करके श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रजा, उनके चरणों की रज यानी जो धूल है उससे अपने मन की, या फिर श्री गुरु, कोई भी गुरु अगर हैं, यहाँ तो सीता जी के संबंध में यानी विशिष्टाद्वैत प्रस्थान के अंतर्गत, लेकिन अन्य किसी भी तरीके से अपने गुरु जी के चरणों का स्मरण करके उनके चरणों की धूल से, यानी उनकी सेवा से जो धूल प्राप्त होती है, धूल कैसे मिलेगी? वो सेवा से, चरणों की सेवा से धूल प्राप्त होगी। तो गुरु सेवा के बाद जो हमको प्राप्ति होगी, जो सेवा के संस्कार मिलेंगे, उससे निज मन, निज मतलब अपना, मन तो मन है, मुकुर मतलब दर्पण, आईना, तो मन के दर्पण को सुधारना है, साफ करना है। तो मन को आईना क्यों कहा गया है? इसलिए क्योंकि शुक्र रहस्योपनिषद में कहा गया है कि हमारा जो अंतःकरण से तादात्म्यपन्न है, यानी अंतःकरण में जो प्रतिबिंबित चेतना है, उसका नाम जीव है। अंतःकरण हमारा दर्पण है, उसमें जो प्रतिबिंबित है, तो ईश्वर कहा गया जो कारण में प्रतिबिंबित है, कारण यानी माया, जिसको कहते हैं माया या प्रकृति। तो प्रकृति में जो प्रतिबिंबित होंगे वो उनको कहते हैं ईश्वर। प्रकृति में प्रतिबिंबित चैतन्य ईश्वर, और अंतःकरण में प्रतिबिंबित चैतन्य का नाम है जीव। गीता की भाषा में कहें तो परा प्रकृति से जिनका संबंध है उनको कहते हैं ईश्वर, और अपरा प्रकृति से जिनका संबंध है उनका कहते हैं जीव। तो ये जीव जो है वो सीमित इसलिए अनुभव करता है क्योंकि वो अंतःकरण में समाया हुआ है, अंतःकरण में अपनी चेतना देखता है। लेकिन आत्मा जो है वो जीव से भी भिन्न हो जाती है, क्योंकि आत्मा है आकाश का सूर्य, और अंतःकरण है आपका वो मिट्टी के कटोरे में रखा हुआ जल। कटोरा फूट गया, जैसे ही वैसे ही जल बह गया, तो उसमें पड़ने वाला प्रतिबिंब समाप्त हो गया। तो जीव जो था वो आभास चेतन, वो प्रतिबिंब था। तो इसीलिए आत्मा का जब जहाँ व्यवहार होता है तो आत्मा का आना जाना नहीं होता है, क्योंकि आत्मा तो पहले ही सर्वव्यापक है, कोई ऐसा स्थान ही नहीं जहाँ आत्मा हो। यहाँ तक कि जो मृत शरीर होता है, मुर्दा भी, आत्मा की स्थिति तो उसमें होती ही है, लेकिन जीव नहीं रहता, क्योंकि जीव वहाँ जाता है जहाँ सूक्ष्म शरीर जाता है। तो हमारे मरने के बाद, मरना क्या मतलब? सूक्ष्म शरीर और स्थूल शरीर के संबंध का अलग हो जाना। स्थूल और सूक्ष्म के संबंध का जुड़ जाना मतलब जन्म, स्थूल सूक्ष्म का अलग हो जाना मतलब मृत्यु। तो ये शरीर ऐसा ही रह जाएगा, इसमें से इंद्रियां चली जाएंगी, अंतःकरण चले जाएंगे, मन बुद्धि अहंकार ये सब निकल गए, उनके साथ ही साथ उस, क्योंकि दर्पण जब चला गया तो दर्पण में जो प्रतिबिंब है वो भी चला जाएगा ना साथ साथ। तो जीव का भी जाना बोला जाता है, क्योंकि वही दर्पण है जो निकल रहा है। तो फिर ये शरीर किसी काम का नहीं रहा, वो पड़ा रहेगा, वो कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा, ना सूंघ पाएगा, ना चल पाएगा, ना चख पाएगा, क्योंकि अंदर के संस्थान सारे निकल गए। अगर आपको शक है ये जानने में, मान लीजिए किसी को ये होगा, जैसे विज्ञान के आज की भाषा में बोलेंगे तो कान तो हमारा सुनने वाला, आंख हमारा, ये सारा का सारा यंत्र तो हमारा इसी शरीर में है, तो यही सुनता है, हम क्यों न मान लें? ये क्यों माने कि हमारा इसके अतिरिक्त कोई चीज़ है जो भीतर है? अगर ये प्रश्न उठता है तो बस एक प्रश्न का उत्तर दीजिए, आप मन में जो विचार करते हैं उसको सुनते हैं? सुनते हैं? किसी ऐसे व्यक्ति से मिले हैं जो जन्म से बहरा है? अभी तक नहीं मिले हैं। जन्म से बहरे व्यक्ति को पूछिए लिखकर, क्या अपने मन में उठने वाला विचार वो सुनता है? उत्तर मिलेगा नहीं। जन्म से जो बहरा होता है वो अपने मन का विचार को भी नहीं सुनता है। ये मध्यमा वाणी है। तो ये वाणी जो है कान से आ रही है क्या आपको? सुनना तो फिर भी हो रहा है, और श्रवण जो है श्रवण इंद्रिय का लक्षण है। तो मन में उठने वाले विचार को कैसे सुन पा रहे हैं आप? इसका मतलब है कि श्रवण इंद्रिय इस कान से भिन्न है, क्योंकि यहां तो आई ही नहीं बात। जन्म का अंधा, उसके सामने आप टॉर्च जलाएंगे तो आंख वो देख नहीं पाता है, कुछ नहीं पता चलता है। और हम लोगों के आंख बंद में भी अगर कुछ लाइट हो तो पता चल जाएगा, यहां मालूम पड़ेगा। जन्म के अंधे को पता नहीं चलेगा। तो सांख्य दर्शन में इसको कहा जाता है इंद्रिय वध। सूक्ष्म शरीर में जहां इंद्रियों का वध हो चुका है, स्थूल शरीर में अगर गोलक इंद्रियों के बाहर के लक्षण ठीक ठाक भी हों तब भी वो देख नहीं पाएगा। इसीलिए इंद्रियों की सत्ता सूक्ष्म शरीर में। जब तक सूक्ष्म शरीर स्थूल शरीर के साथ जुड़ा रहता है हम जीवित कहलाते हैं। जैसे ही स्थूल शरीर सूक्ष्म शरीर अलग हो गया, हमारा ये शरीर मृत कहलाता है और हम अगली यात्रा पर निकल जाते हैं। तो ऐसे ही सारी बात जो है भगवद गीता ने उसको कही है। तो सारी बातें जो भगवद गीता की हैं, एक एक शब्द, एक श्लोक, हर चीज़ प्रमाण है, प्रमाण के आधार पर पुष्ट होता है। उसमें विश्वास का मामला नहीं है, लेकिन जो जान लिया गया प्रमाण से उसको फिर विश्वासपूर्वक धारण करने की आवश्यकता है, जिससे कि वो छूट ना जाए। बार बार जान लिया कि हम आत्मा हैं, लेकिन व्यवहार देह के समान करते रहना है लगातार। तो ये जो स्लिप होता है, इसी स्लिपेज को पकड़ने की प्रक्रिया का नाम साधना है। टू अरेस्ट द स्लिपेज ऑफ नॉलेज, दैट इज व्हाट वी कॉल साधना। दैट टेक्स ऑल द एफर्ट। सो जितने बड़े बड़े ऋषि मुनि हैं वो इसी काम को करते हैं। ये तपस्या जो इतनी सारी होती है इसी के लिए होती है। ना तपस्विनो योगः सिद्धि प्रजायते, व्यास भाष्य में योग सूत्र के ये कहा गया। दूसरे अध्याय का जो पहला सूत्र है योग सूत्र में, व्यास ने कहा कि बिना तपस्या के योग की सिद्धि नहीं मिलती। इसी कारण से नहीं मिलती है, क्योंकि जो जाना है उसको मानना पड़ता है, बार बार उसी को वापस लौट लौट के आना पड़ता है, तब जाके वो बैठ पाएगा भीतर। और जब बैठ गया तो फिर और कुछ करना शेष नहीं, फिर बात खत्म। तो धन्यवाद। अगर सारी बात जो है आपकी समझ में आई हो, अगर आप लोगों का कोई प्रश्न हो तो पूछ सकते हैं अभी, अदरवाइज फिर अब तो लंच का टाइम शायद हो रहा है बच्चों का। तो
हाँ, doubt they had is the Sanskrit learning, how it will help them.
That is
Some children had doubts. We are learning only Sanskrit here.
the fundamental idea is that in economics, supply and demand relationship is well established. Whatever is in more supply will be less valued. So English has been valued so far in India because 3% of Indian population used to know English. Now almost every dog knows. Dogs also understand English only, as of now if you talk to them. So gradually, by the time these children will grow, knowers of English will become commonplace. Every other person will be practically, whoever is working in any place will be aware of that. But knower of Sanskrit, knower of local languages, Telugu also, not just speaking, but high level of knowledge, that will become lesser but much more sought after. Because to know what is there in various texts, IITs for example, they are doing Digital India project, and this Digital India project, what they are doing, they have so far able to digitize about 5 lakhs manuscripts, whereas tens of times more than that number of manuscripts are still pending to be digitized. So who will read and understand them if you do not understand Sanskrit? In IIT Bombay for example, people who are getting Vyas Puraskar, people who are getting all sorts of various kind of Puraskars and the Rashtrapati Puraskar from at national level from president, they are the ones who are not only well trained in mathematics, but they are primarily well trained in Sanskrit. And then they are able to understand the mathematical texts that are written in Sanskrit. Shulva Sutras for example, or Bodhayan Sutras, or Lilavati or Bhaskaracharya, etc. All that they can understand only after learning Sanskrit. And many of the problems that our current mathematics has is addressed by that. For example, one simple example will be that our current Shankaracharya of Puri, Jagannath Puri, Paramahansa Swami Nishlananda Saraswati Ji Maharaj, has written several books on mathematics. And one of the foundational argument that he advances is that the current mathematical understanding of 0 itself is problematic, because in number line we have negative numbers. In Indian system of mathematics, 0 means rin, negative means rin. So, just like in physics, we have the electrons and then positrons. Electrons negatively charged, positrons positively charged, but both are existences. Whereas, what is -1 in modern in maths is practically undefinable. It is less than 0. So, what is the meaning of that? Is there any existence that is less than 0? There cannot be any existence that is less than 0. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sata. That fundamental principle prevents it. So, therefore, 0 does not mean absence as it is considered in the Bodhagam, for example. 0 means only what we call the anabhivyakt or avyakt, as it is called in Sankhya Darshan, or in the Vedanta Darshan's language we will call it nirvishay, nirvishesh. Savishesh is 1, nirvishesh is shunya. Shunya does not mean abhav, shunya is also bhav. That is why it is bhav, therefore it can take place value. If it is not bhav, it can't take any place value. So, if you place 0 here and put 1 before, what is the place value of 0? It takes, isn't it? The place value of 0 becomes 1, and place value of 1 becomes 10. So, place value is at 1's place, but 1 into 0 becomes 0 again. So, 0's value is not changing as such, but 1's value is enhanced by 10 times. How is it possible if 1 is absent? If 0 is absence? Nothing. If 0 is nothing, it is simply impossible that it can multiply 10 times the value of 1. So, this all problem started because this have been copied. Indian mathematics have been copied first by the Arabs. Al-Khwarizmi, who was here, the ambassador of Arabia in India, he translated it and he called it Kitabul Hind. He actually called it that this knowledge is from Hind. So, he did not deceive it. Later on, his work was translated through by the Westerners, and one of those translators was initial that translations that has happened. Fibonacci, if you are aware of, you might hear later. There is called Fibonacci. In Western science, there is Fibonacci series. There is certain kind of numbers that are known as Fibonacci numbers. So, he translated that, Libor Abaci, Italian, and from there, once those translations have happened. So, in the Latin, the term is, for example, the main term is called Jya. Jya is the chap, for example, Dhanush Pratyancha. Pratyancha is also known as Jya. So, the radius of a circle is called Jya. Now, that has gone to Arabia. The Latin translators of the Arabic text, Al-Khwarizmi's text, they did not know Sanskrit. So, they could not understand Jya. Therefore, they understood that perhaps this is some kind of miswriting. So, they thought that this is Jeb. So, Jya becomes Jeb, and Jeb means a pocket. Therefore, that was translated in Latin as sinus. So, the function that denotes sinus, that became sine function. Trigonometry later on once you study. So, sine, cosine, etc., all that start. Whereas, in Sanskrit it is called Jya ko Jya. So, what was actually function of a circle became trigonometry, function of a triangle. So, whole science changed. So, if you look at that how this entire mistranslation has happened in the West, therefore, they could not understand. Jonathan Crabtree, an Australian researcher, has been researching this entire thing, and he has presented so many times at various universities in India, including IITs, JNU, many other places. People are listening, and then things are just there. So, things are not moving to change stage. He says that we are subjecting our children to British period child abuse, because we are teaching them wrong maths fundamentally. So, Indian maths is fundamentally different, because this is not the maths that the original maths has said any time. So, when you take money from someone, this is called rin, that is also existence, that is negative, lending, and when you get something, that is positive, but it is not that it is below number line, that is below something 0, that is not like that concept. So, physics has understood it correctly, maths has got it wrong. So, this ability to contribute to mathematics, contribute to physics, contribute to all fields of knowledge, including mine, organizational behavior field, where I am working on Sankhya Darshan, creating theory on leadership, netritva, and then swabhav. So when we are doing that through to organizational behavior, to psychology, etc., that is also happening primarily because we are able to deal with Sanskrit. If you do not know that, then everything will be absolutely as utterly and badly treated as Westerners are doing it. For example, Manusmriti says, simple example will clarify this. Manusmriti says that as long as Pita rakshatu kaumare, Bharta rakshatu yavne, 9th chapter of Manusmriti, it says, Pita rakshatu kaumare, Bharta rakshatu yavne. And Wendy Doniger, an American scholar, self-proclaimed, she translates it, father must control the girl child during her childhood and husband must control the girl child during her youth. Now, Pita rakshatu kaumare, control and defend. The difference is that something that we can understand. Army defends the country versus army controls the country. You see what is the change in meaning? The whole mistranslation entirely. Fundamental change. One becomes Pakistan or Myanmar, other becomes India. So that kind of difference, political dictatorship and army dictatorship versus a democracy, the whole things will change. So to understand what we have, what are written, what are the knowledge that is given by others, everything is required from the Sanskrit perspective. World is already recognizing it. America is knowing it, England is knowing it, Germany is knowing it, the whole world is awakening. But somehow we have some doubts. So if you could understand, Heidelberg University in Germany has started Sanskrit speaking course, and that is one of their most subscribed courses all over the world. People are not learning, Indians are not learning Sanskrit from India. They are registering for that course and they are learning. So that is the level of our self-concept. So therefore, we need not be feeling any doubt regarding the future use or future prospect of Sanskrit. It is immense, but not for half knowledge, not for little knowledge. Once we learn it enough so that we can apply it later on, then we will be able to contribute it. Small knowledge is not going to help. So deep study is required. So thank you very much. Hope you found some idea regarding how do we think about our texts, not just for belief, but in the light of knowledge. As of now, you may not understand maybe 60-70% of what we have discussed, but keep thinking about it, because this is only Sravan part. Once Manan happens and further discussion with your teachers happen, gradually over a period of years, the idea will become stronger. And then you will be able to realize the import of what we discussed today. And then the understanding will also come. So that's how the knowledge is there. Just like Sir is actually now creating the systems, and many years later the results will come. Similarly, the seeds of knowledge are sown. It will become fruits, and the whole the beauty of the fruit, the taste of the fruit will be experienced after several years. But that's the whole purpose. Sowing the seed is required so that you understand that whatever is there in the scriptures is evidence based. It is not Bible, it is not Quran that says believe, do not ask questions. It's not about that. It is based on fundamentally asking questions. Narada Paripapracha Valmiki Munipangva. Valmiki Ramayana starts with a question. Bhagavad Gita starts with question anyway. Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre. So the entire texts are based on questions. And that is why in Panchatantra, the final message that is given is Yo Satatang Pariprichati. Panchatantra, 5th Pancham Tantra, 93rd verse and 94th verse also. Yo Satatang Pariprichati. One who keeps asking always out of curiosity, not to question, not to put somebody down, but to learn. Question to learn. That is called pariprashna. Yo satatang pariprichati. Srinoti. After that listens to whatever is the answer given. Sandharyatya nisham. And after listening, holds on to that, so that further understanding, further manan can be done, further thinking, contemplation can be done. Tasya divakar kirnay nalini viva vivardhate buddhi. Just like when the sun rays are shown on lotus blooms, similarly that person's buddhi keeps on increasing all the day, by day and night, every time keeps increasing. One who continues asking questions, listening and holding. That is the way of growing. So hope that helps with you. So thank you so much, sir, and thank you all for giving this opportunity.